What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Big Love, and this is Big Love's Breakdown. NXT Takeover San Antonio. Woo! I'm just going to get right into it, let you know what happened, give you a little review, and tell you what I thought. Ty Dillinger versus Eric Young. Eric Young obviously had Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane with him. Sanity was definitely involved early and often, and throughout the whole match, honestly. There was a really cool spot when Eric Young gets on the top rope and Ty Dillinger jumps up on the top rope and gives him a belly-to-belly. Probably the coolest part of the match. Now, like I said, Sanity got involved, which led to a distraction, which pretty much led to Eric Young's finisher, the little wheelbarrow neck breaker. Just a matter of Sanity getting the better of Ty Dillinger because of the numbers game. Andrade Cien Almas versus Rajat Strong. This match was great. It was hard-hitting, fast-paced, back and forth. At one point, Roderick Strong side slams Cien on the top turnbuckle. He had a bunch of different variations of his backbreaker. It's kind of his gimmick, I know. Really cool spots that they had in this match. Like I said, these two traded shots early and often. Elbows, forearms, knees, you name it, they hit each other with it. So pretty much, it was a back and forth contest, and at one point, Andrade goes for his finisher, and Roderick Strong gets the sit kick, and he picks up the win. I was a little surprised by this. I thought Andrade was going to win. Thought he was going to do some type of cheap low blow or foot on the ropes type of angle to win. But Roderick Strong wins clean. I wish we could have got about 5 or 10 more minutes out of this match. That's how good it was. I'm curious to see what they could have done with more time. DIY, which is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus the Authors of Pain. This is for the NXT Tag Team titles. Early on, you could tell that the Authors of Pain's size and strength was definitely going to be a factor. And despite the fact that Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano got early surges, you could just tell that the Authors of Pain were just on a whole different level tonight because they shook off most of the early stuff that DIY could hit them with. One of the early examples of this was when Tommaso Ciampa was striking Akam and he just was no-selling it. He was just eating every strike Ciampa could give him. Ciampa did manage to get 2 German suplexes back-to-back on both members of the Authors of Pain, but like I said, it was to no avail. One of the cool spots in this match was the double slingshot spear by DIY. At one point, they have a submission spot similar to NXT Takeover Toronto, but just the power of the Authors of Pain stopped it. One of the members picks up Gargano, power slams him onto Ciampa, countered into the Super Collider, and then it was the final chapter by the Authors of Pain, new NXT Tag Team Champions. It was the Authors of Pain night, and I feel bad for the rest of the tag division in NXT because they looked pretty unstoppable. Seth Rollins made a cameo, if you will. He was calling out Triple H because, you know, he wants Triple H. I thought this was pretty cool just because I've been wanting them to do this from the get-go because, come on, we know where Triple H is. Why wouldn't you have done this before? But I guess it's coming close to WrestleMania. Triple H comes out, but he pretty much just stands at the entranceway and calls out security. Rollins takes out a couple members of the security team, but he ends up getting taken to the back. The crowd was kind of pissed. They wanted them to fight. They were calling bullshit. They were chanting Rollins, so it was a great little spot. Definitely working on the storyline for Rollins versus Triple H probably at WrestleMania. Fatal 4-Way Women's Championship match. Asuka defending her title against Nikki Cross, Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce. You could tell Billie Kay and Peyton Royce were going to work together from the beginning because they held hands on the way to the ring. Basically, they only got involved early in the match when it was convenient for them, basically blindsiding Asuka or Nikki Cross. At one point, Peyton Royce goes for a roll-up and she grabs the ropes so Asuka can't German suplex her. Billie Kay comes behind Asuka to German suplex Asuka. Asuka does a standing switch and actually double German suplex both Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. I gotta say, Nikki Cross was pretty impressive in this match. She did a reverse DDT. She did a swinging net breaker from the ring apron onto the outside of the mats on the outside of the ring. She looked pretty dominant in this match at times. Right after that, Asuka was pretty much laid out at ringside, so she does a crossbody from the top rope onto the outside to Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. They fight up to the entrance ramp onto the announce table, and Billie Kay and Peyton Royce put Nikki Cross through the table. It was a table that was literally right next to the announce table, so it wasn't really that far down, but I guess the point is just to incapacitate Nikki Cross for at least the time being or for the rest of the match, which was the case, because Billie Kay and Peyton Royce immediately go back to ringside to take advantage on Asuka, who is still down. Eventually, Asuka gets her second wind and kind of eliminates Billie Kay from the equation, but gets a widow's peak from Peyton Royce. I actually was kind of thinking it might be over there, but Asuka bridges out and she just knocks Peyton Royce's head off. 1, 2, 3, Asuka retains despite the odds. When she's walking up the ramp, Nikki Cross is kind of smiling at her from the debris in the table that she was put through. So I'm wondering if we're going to get more to that, but I think honestly Ember Moon's going to be the next challenger for Asuka. It was a pretty decent match. Not the best women's NXT match, but they still got to build that division up because Asuka's just so dominant. Shinsuke Nakamura defending his NXT championship against Bobby Roode. I don't think anybody really dominated at any one section in this match, except for when Nakamura was on the top rope. Bobby Roode pushes him off the top rope. He has a nasty fall on the outside where it looks like his head hits the ring steps. Bobby Roode gets really vicious at this point, throwing him back into the ring steps, back neck first, and into the barricade, I believe. He definitely works on the neck and the back area and the head. That was probably the most dominant part of this match. Other than that, it was really like a few moves here and there and then back and forth. So towards the end of the match, Nakamura goes for a flying knee off the second rope, but Bobby Roode rolls to the apron. At that point, Nakamura turns around and does the flying knee off the second rope onto the apron, but he hurts his knee. Then he gets in the ring and he goes for the Kinshasa. Because of Shinsuke's knee is so badly hurt, he can't capitalize on it. They even do the thing where other referees and trainers come out to check Nakamura's knee. Eventually, they let him continue, and Bobby Roode, as soon as he sees Nakamura roll back in the ring, he hits the glorious DDT. Shinsuke ends up kicking out, and then Bobby Roode immediately goes for the half crab while punching Nakamura's knee. So Nakamura gets to the ropes, and then at one point, he's still fighting. He tries to go for the triangle choke, but he just can't lock it in because of the pressure on the knee, so he has to let it go immediately. Bobby Roode hits another glorious DDT, gets to 1, 2, 3, new NXT champ. Glorious. Now, after the match, there was definitely a bunch of trainers and referees around Nakamura, so maybe this isn't a work. Maybe he really hurt his knee at the end. I'm not sure. We'll find out in the next few hours to come or the next days to come to what's really going on. But hey, this NXT show was pretty good. It's not one of the better ones. It's still really good. The in-ring stuff was great. I just think the build-up was a little lackluster because they had only a couple weeks to really build towards some of these matches. If you've ever seen an NXT special, you'll enjoy this one just as much. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Those links will be in the description below. And hey, like this video, subscribe to my channel, please. I need more subscribers. Comment what you think about the NXT special, what you think about what I said. I know a lot of my predictions were wrong. I think I only got 2 matches right, so yeah, let me know what you think. Share this video with your friends. And until next time, this is Big Love's Breakdown, and I got 2 words for you. Stay tuned.